What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, the original Alpha Male. Shout out to my man, Mr. Fuckery, for the A-list. You know what I'm saying? Boy, y'all know when I start a video like this, it's about to be some motherfucking fuckery. This one's gonna be a what's hot. And what's hot right now, there's a little rumor going around that Andre Ward may be signing with Bob Arum and Top Rank. Now, I got wind of the rumor after it was announced that Andre Ward will be taking over Tim Bradley's spot as a commentator for all the Top Rank bouts that are going to be a part of the ESPN telecast in the future. So when that announcement was made, there was a spin-off, a rumor, stating that Andre Ward is possibly going to be signing with Top Rank. And it makes perfect sense, you know. Bob Arum will put him in that position for a reason, you know. Bob Arum is a money-making Jew, you know what I'm saying? He ain't going to do something for nobody that isn't going to be fruitful for him in the future, you know what I mean? So it makes perfect sense. But if you look at the landscape of boxing and all the promoters, I'm not surprised. Let's look at who Andre Ward fucks with. That's Jay Prince, right? Jay Prince don't fuck with Al Heyman, and he definitely don't fuck with Floyd Mayweather. So he's not gonna sign with Heyman. He's not gonna sign with fucking TMT Promotions, right? Al Heyman has had a lot of beef in boxing. I mean, he's good now. You know, he's working with a lot of promoters. He had beef with Top Rank. They tried to sue him. Realized that they'd be losing money in the long run, so they dropped the lawsuit. Now they want to work with him. Golden Boy had these racist ass emails come out about him, calling him a nigger and the devil incarnate. You know what I'm saying? So he's still beef on Golden Boy, but he fucks with other promoters. You know what I'm saying? But he's also had beef in the music industry. It's well known that Jay-Z does not like Al Heyman, which that dislike spilled over into boxing, as Al Heyman never really did no dealings with Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? Rock Nation is about to be defunct, hence the reason why Andre Ward is trying to make this move. And also in the music industry, Beyonce, before she was fucking with Jay-Z, she sued Al Heyman over a dispute. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's had beef with a lot of cats going from the music industry into boxing. So they don't fuck with him. You know, they're not going to fuck with Golden Boy, which is a smart move. Golden Boy is on the decline big time. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, they got their little shit where they're airing fights on free TV again. But again, man, like I can't even remember the name of this shit. It was like some fights that they had on like Fox Sports and shit. I can't remember. LA Fight Club. Niggas didn't even know what the fuck that was, dog. You know, I watched maybe 2 fights from LA Fight Club, if that. You know what I'm saying? Terrible promotion. Now this happened before PBC. Terrible promotion. Nobody knew when the fights was coming on. You know, so he had to get rid of it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's trying to do that again, but that shit ain't gonna work for him. He's only got one fighter. He's got a bunch of nobodies. But he's really got only one fighter, and that's Canelo. He also has Roman Gonzalez, right? But if Roman Gonzalez don't beat Rungvisai on September 9th, that motherfucker is gonna be obsolete. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be following Roman after that. So he's hoping and wishing and praying like a motherfucker Roman Gonzalez comes through for him September 9th. So they're not gonna fuck with Golden Boy, right? They're definitely not fucking with main events. Kathy Duva talked a lot of shit. Now promoters will talk shit about opponents just so, you know, they can market their fighter better. And then maybe later on in the future, they may seek to do business with that opponent that they talk shit about. But in this case, I don't think that shit's gonna happen. Plus, Andre Ward was a first-hand witness of how Kathy Duva straight up caught a juke off of fucking Sergey Kovalev, pretty much tying up his purse in the rematch with Andre Ward, all into pay-per-view shares. This motherfucker got paid, 0 guaranteed. That shit is unheard of for a big fight, you know what I'm saying? So Andre Ward witnessed Kathy Duva commit burglary without a motherfucking mask. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB with that shit. And he ain't gonna try to get himself into that shit. So main events is out. He's definitely not gonna be a nigga signing with a small promoter. I mean, he's the #1 pound for pound guy in the sport, the best fighter in the world. He ain't gonna be signing with a promotional company like fucking Banner Promotions, you know, where Demetrius Andrade is at, where this nigga can't pay niggas to fight him. This nigga can't give niggas money out of his own pocket to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Because his promotional company can't market him to the degree that other fighters would like him being marketed at and see him as a big money fight. So that's out of the fucking question. All those little ass promotional companies, all out of the question, right? So where does that leave? He could fuck with Lou DiBella, but I doubt it. Lou DiBella fucks with Al Heyman, so that's a no there, right? That leaves Top Rank. Also, Shakir Stevenson signed with Top Rank, who is ironically a client of Andre Ward, right? He's his Andre Ward is his manager. So this isn't a surprise to me. If this rumor ends up becoming a truth and reality, you know what I'm saying? I won't be surprised. It's something that if you look at the landscape of boxing promoters and you look at what Andre Ward's hand is, it's in the cards for him to be signing with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck who he signs with as long as he gets the fights. Now, another rumor coming behind that was he'll sign with Top Rank and he'll possibly fight Gavadzik at 175, right? And then after that, he'll go to cruiserweight and fight Alexander Usyk. If this nigga does that shit, check this out. He beats Gavadzik, right? He's already the lineal champion at 175. If he moves up to cruiserweight and becomes the fucking lineal champion at cruiserweight, all he has to do, right? All this nigga has to do is fight anybody at heavyweight for a title. I don't give a fuck who it is. Just like Roy Jones Jr. went up to heavyweight and took on the weakest champion and John Ruiz and beat him, became heavyweight champion. Forever got his name etched in the history books, right? If Andre Ward does that shit, this nigga could go up and fight motherfucking Frezzo Kendo for the WBA regular title, nigga. If he does that, I'm putting Andre Ward above Floyd Mayweather. Go ahead and hit the dislike button. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to address this in another video, but I'm going to give y'all niggas a sample. You got a motherfucker who has not lost a fight since he was 12 years old. And that includes the amateur ranks. That includes going to the Olympics. That includes winning an Olympic gold medal at light heavyweight. That includes becoming a professional and participating in a tournament that showcased 6 of the best fighters in his division. That shit right there, Floyd Mayweather never did, okay? Floyd Mayweather has been lineal champion in multiple weight divisions, right? But he has never participated in a fucking round-robin tournament with 5 other fighters in his division that are classified as 5 of the best in a particular division. He's never done that. You know what I'm saying? He fucking wins that shit as being the overwhelming underdog. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I always brag that I was one of the only niggas that picked Andre Ward to win the Super 6. A lot of niggas was picking Mikhail Kessler. I was telling niggas in 2009, I was like, nah, man, this nigga Andre Ward is the real deal. You know what I mean? So, Floyd ain't ever done that. But he wins the Super 6, becomes lineal champion at 168, right? Takes on the boogeyman of boxing. Now, I don't knock Floyd's career not one bit. When niggas try to talk shit about Floyd's career, I'm one of the first niggas to be like, man, what you talking about, nigga? Gennaro Hernandez, you know what I'm saying? Jose Luis Castillo, Diego Corrales, when Corrales was pound for pound number 5, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Sean Bay Mitchell, you know, DeMarcus Chop, when he was the shit. You know what I'm saying? Zab Judah, nigga, we could keep going. Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya, we can keep going. I don't knock Floyd's career. But one thing I will say is this. Floyd has never fought a motherfucker that was considered the boogeyman at that time, okay? There was one guy that was considered a boogeyman as it pertains to Floyd Mayweather. A lot of cats thought Floyd was scared of him, even though Floyd called him out, said that, you know, I'll fight him, but, you know, he don't bring a lot of money to the table. And that's Antonio Margarito. Another guy that a lot of niggas thought was a boogeyman to Floyd was Paul Williams. Now, I thought he ducked Paul Williams. I'll be the first nigga to say that. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. Paul would have been hella trouble for Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd never fought niggas that were perceived to be boogeyman as it pertains to Floyd, right? Not only was Sergey Kovalev perceived to be a boogeyman as it pertains to Andre Ward, this motherfucker was a boogeyman in all of boxing, right? And it's because of HBO and how they marketed him, how they pushed Sergey Kovalev, right? Now, I don't want to go too deep into this shit. I'll make another video about this. But he goes up, beats this nigga twice. Lineal champion at 175 against all odds. Now we talking about this motherfucker going up to cruiserweight and fighting another motherfucker that mainstream media was marketing as a dominant force in his division, and he defeats him and Alexander Usyk. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Oh yeah, by the way, he does this all after a 2-year layoff, right? One of the layoff reasons being because he had to have reconstructive surgery on his right shoulder. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know, if he does this shit, like I said, and gets the heavyweight title, I'm putting him over Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this era. We can debate that shit all day, all night. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We'll see what the fuck happens. Next! So, 30 days out. Triple G shows up at the WBC weigh-in. Weighs in at 170 pounds. Now, that's not bad. It's not the weight that I have a problem with. It's the fact that Golovkin's stomach looked like he lined his abs with a bunch of Twinkies, dog. This motherfucker flabby as shit on the belly. Now, what I'm sitting here racking my fucking brain over is this. What is Abel Sanchez's game plan, right? Given the fact that Golovkin has weighed the most he has ever weighed for any 30-day weigh-in as a professional, right? The previous biggest fight of his career against Daniel Jacobs, 30 days out, he weighed 165, right? For Kell Brook, he weighed 164, etc. You know, he's never weighed more than 170. I don't think he's ever weighed more than 168, you know what I'm saying, 30 days out, you know, of a fight. So what's the game plan here? It could be the two things. It could be either a game plan where Abel Sanchez is trying to make it to where Golovkin is going to play the role as the bigger guy in this fight. And I'll get to, you know, why I don't think Golovkin's the bigger guy in this fight in a little bit here. Or it's Golovkin's ass was completely out of motherfucking shape. You know what I'm saying? He gets outworked by Daniel Jacobs. Right after getting outworked, motherfucker sits down and starts eating Cheetos, yogurt, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and buckets of Chinese food and shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker didn't hit the gym not one day for a month. I don't understand it. Another thing is this, you know, why would you not focus on training your body to its optimum to be ready to enter the ring with one of the best body punchers in the business? There's a lot of criticism on Canelo's skills, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing you can't deny Canelo is that he is a prolific body puncher. He's an excellent body puncher. He's also excellent with the counter uppercut that he learned from Floyd Mayweather. But nevertheless, he can go to the body like anybody else, you know what I'm saying? So that's something you can't take away from him. Golovkin's ass, this motherfucker should be doing what Jean-Claude Van Damme did in the movie Kickboxer. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking little Chinese dude should be sitting in the top of a tree dropping coconuts on this nigga's stomach. This is what Triple G should be doing, nigga. Drop coconuts on this nigga's stomach. You know what I'm saying? From like 15 feet high. That's the type of damage this motherfucker should be getting ready for. Not eating Twinkies and shit, coming to the weigh-in looking flabby on the belly. That's a bad sign. You know what I mean? Now, the reason why I don't think Golovkin's the bigger guy is because it's known that Golovkin walks around about 175. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's always ready, you know, at 30-day weigh-ins. He's only like 5 pounds out because Golovkin's one of those guys that stays in the gym. I'm not going to say that he's 100% in shape, you know, all the time like maybe an Andre Ward or Floyd Mayweather or Guillermo Rigondeaux. He's not on their level in terms of staying in shape year round. But he doesn't overdo it, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't balloon up to ridiculous amounts of weights like Tim Bradley does and shit before fights, right? Tim Bradley would be a fat ass nigga and shit before his fights, and then on fight day, this nigga be looking like he taking HGH, steroids, and testosterone all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So Triple G's not known for that. Now, while 170, like I said earlier, is not a bad weight, it's just telling because it's the heaviest he's ever weighed 30 days out, right? Canelo walks around every bit of 180, and everybody knows this shit. Even though Triple G is campaigning the majority of his career at a weight higher than Canelo, Canelo walks around at a higher weight than Gennady Golovkin does. You see what I'm saying? Shit, realistically, Golovkin's only like 5 pounds away from his walk around weight 30 days out, man. That's unheard of. Whereas Canelo is said to weigh 175 right now. Now, he didn't weigh in because he's not fighting for the WBC title. This is the WBC weigh-in, right? So he wasn't required to weigh in. But it was said that he weighs 175 right now. So he's already the bigger motherfucker, and this is before these niggas actually delve into training camp and start dropping exorbitant amounts of weight so they can weigh in at 160 on fight night, or you know, the day before the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's just not a good look for Golovkin going into this fight against Canelo. Now, also Canelo, in my opinion, shouldn't weigh 175. If I'm Reynoso, you know what I'm saying, his trainer, after he fought Chavez Jr., I believe in April, and they already knew this Golovkin fight was going to happen in September, right? They had the whole WWE performance. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Reynoso, I would have gave Canelo 2 motherfucking weeks of a break, and we would have jumped right back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Canelo weighing 10 pounds less than his perceived walk-around weight is another testament that this nigga ain't really training, you know, the first 3 weeks of his training camp. They might be in there getting some work in and shit, but they not really doing a lot of hard-nosed training. They not out there sparring a lot, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, because sparring is one of the most rigorous training methods that has you dropping exorbitant amounts of weight in a small amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I don't know what neither of these motherfuckers is doing, you know, but Golovkin weighing the way he weighs at this point is really it's not a good look in my opinion. I think they're going to try to knock Canelo out, and that's something that I don't think Golovkin can do. And vice versa, I don't think Canelo can knock Golovkin out. Both these guys have some of the best chins in boxing. Shit, what, Golovkin's had like 400 something amateur fights and has never hit the deck once. Danny Jacobs was putting heat on that nigga. I think it was round 11, man. He was beating the dust off of Golovkin, hitting this motherfucker with, you know what I'm saying, sledgehammer shots. And Golovkin just taking them hoes because he ain't got no head movement or no defense. So he's just taking them hoes. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo, I've only seen this motherfucker hurt one time in his career. And that was against Jose Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto's little brother. His older brother. He got hurt in the second round of that fight. Almost got knocked out. Came back and knocked Cotto out. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd Mayweather stung him up, but he ain't really hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So these two got some of the best chins in boxing, man. But my advice to Golovkin, man, don't go in there and try to act like you the bigger dude, man. You need to fight Canelo like how you fought David Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? That should be your fucking blueprint right there. And you should mix it up. Go in there and overwhelm Canelo a little bit, because Canelo's got a stamina issue. Overwhelm him when he's tired, but when he's regained his energy, fight him like David Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? Don't be going in there trying to be no bigger dude. You know what I'm saying? Trying to act like you're going to knock Canelo out. You're not doing that, bro. Stupid ass game plan, if that's the game plan by Abel Sanchez. Alright. Next! And the last of this segment. Finally, Sugar Shane Mosley finally fucking retires. I'm going to give him a round of applause because he retired before he actually became officially the next Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? He spent 24 years in boxing. Only got knocked out once. He has 10 losses, but he's only gotten knocked out once. Meanwhile, Roy Jones Jr. is on his 28th year in boxing. And I don't even know how many times this nigga have been knocked out, man. It's embarrassing. And he got knocked out by 77 times. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually retired before he becomes a bona fide Roy Jones Jr. Now, if you ask me, this motherfucker should have retired a long ass time ago. You know what I'm saying? In his last fight, he was beaten by C-level David Avanesian. You know what I'm saying? Who went on to lose to Lamont Peterson for the WBA regular title. And, you know, Peterson easily outworked the shit out of David Avanesian. So that tells you the level Mosley was at, you know what I'm saying, at this point in his career. Also, man, in his last 10 fights, Shane Mosley is 4 wins, 5 losses with 1 draw. Now, that 1 draw, I believe, was back in 2011 or 2010 against Sergio Mora. That's when I think he should have retired. After Shane got embarrassed by Floyd Mayweather, right? He fought Sergio Mora, a guy he should have dominated, but he looked terrible in that fight, and it ended up being a draw. Then after that, he gets completely fucking embarrassed by Manny Pacquiao in May of 2011. Then a year after that, he gets fucking embarrassed again by Canelo. So he should have just fucking hung the gloves up, 7 years ago, that draw with Sergio Mora. But he kept on fighting, and he started taking all them L's. Probably the most embarrassing L, in my opinion, was when this motherfucker went to Australia and quit on his stool against Anthony Mundine. That shit was completely embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? I stayed up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that fight, only to see this motherfucker quit on his stool. So at that time, I was like, damn, dog, I'm looking at Shane Mosley like he a scrub and shit. Like, when I go to the gym and I see these whack-ass niggas calling necks, and you give them that sideways look like, man, fuck that. That nigga don't got necks, man. We're going to get next to somebody else. That's how I was looking at Shane Mosley when he quit on his stool. So, I'll do a more thorough video on Shane Mosley, talk about what he's done in his career. Of course, I'll give you the pros, I'll give you the cons. I always give you 2-sided videos like I did Robert Guerrero when his fighters retire. I'll talk about how good they were, their ups. Then I'm going to talk about their downs. I also got some the other guys that retired, Juan Manuel Marquez, Timothy Bradley, and Vladimir Klitschko. I got their videos on standby as well, so be on the lookout for that. Alright, YouTube, do what you do. In the comments section, let me know what you think about these topics. But be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.